Good evening, everyone. And I'm Bette McCarthy, the chair of the Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee. And I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting this evening. And the meeting is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable Government Access Channel in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20. The chair must inquire whether anyone else is recording this meeting, and if so, they need to let their presence be known. So, all right. So, to all persons deemed interested or affected by the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act under Section 9 of Chapter 470, Acts of 1972 is amended, you're hereby notified that a hearing will be held tonight on the applications listed on the agenda for April 25th, 2024. Pardon me. We'd like to remind applicants and audience members that we are an elected volunteer committee following the guidelines of the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act. Any applicant or interested party who's aggrieved by the decision of this committee, they have a right to appeal the decision to the Old Kings Highway Historic Regional Commission. We ask that during this evening's proceedings, all cell phones be turned off and conversations other than those before the committee take place outside of this remote meeting. When an applicant is called, we ask that the applicant and all interested parties identify themselves. And lastly, as best practices for meetings that are held remotely, we may not be able to visibly identify who's speaking, so we ask all committee members and participants to please identify themselves before making any motion or comments. Online audience members wishing to participate during the public comment section of the hearing can use the raised hand button to notify the chair. And dial-in audience members wishing to participate can press *9 on their phones to notify the chair. So all participants will be muted and you must be recognized by the chair in order to participate. So our first order of business this evening is to take roll call attendance. So we'll do that now. Wendy Schuck.
Here.
Ryan Caholen.
Here.
Leslie Wallace. And Bette McCarthy present. So we now we'll go to the agenda, and our first item is for a continued application for the Unitarian Congregational Society of 3330 Main Street, Barnstable, map 299, parcel 041, and built in 1872. And this is to install a sign detailing the old schoolhouse history as part of the historical walking tour map. So I believe we had opened a public hearing section for this application. So we can now have the applicant discuss
point of order, Bette,
their application.
This is Erica Brown. We did not open the public hearing for this.
We didn't? Okay.
Also, Wendy has asked to recuse herself from this item.
Yep.
So Wendy, if you could please mute and turn off your video for this item, please. Thank you. Ryan, do you mind making a motion to open the public hearing?
Sure, this is Ryan Caholen. I make a motion to open the public hearing for the application for the Unitarian Congregational Society at 3330 Main Street, Barnstable, map 299, parcel 041, built in 1872.
Second, Leslie Wallace.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy, aye. So now we would like the applicant to discuss um, their program and what they wish to accomplish.
If someone's
Roberta,
trying to
are you
speak,
on?
Um, is Roberta on? Is
Oop.
she muted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, this is Roberta Miller. I'm the executive director of the Cape Cod Arts Center at 3480 Route 6A and the chair of the Barnstable Village Cultural District, sponsored by the Mass Cultural Council in Boston. We've been a cultural district since 2014, and we had designed a walking tour map of all the significant historic buildings in the village, how they started, and what they're about now. This is one of the last of the maps that we will put into the village, I think. It's probably our sixth sign, but this is for the Barnstable Village Schoolhouse, built in 1854. And we would like it to be placed at the stone wall at the bottom of the staircase outside of the building so that walkers by can read the information about the history of the building since it's on the historic register and serves as an important cultural aspect because it houses studios of artists all year round. So we're asking for permission to put the sign in.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Roberta. Ryan Caholen, would you like to discuss?
Sure. Just a very quick question, and I believe I know the answer, but I just want to ask. There's no lighting or exit lighting associated with this sign, correct?
That's correct. But I think it's right near the corner, so there is a street light right nearby.
Understood. No, I think that you have a great story to tell. Barnstable Village certainly has that, in common with a lot of significant properties. This is one of them, and I think it's appropriate.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Leslie Wallace,
I love
would you like to comment?
Yep, I love these. It's a classy way of letting people know how wonderful Barnstable Village is and what it has to offer and the history. I'm all for it. I think it's terrific.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Wendy. Leslie. And this is Beth McCarthy. I concur with the committee comments, and I think this adds a wonderful opportunity for visitors to, and even some of our own residents are not aware of some of the wonderful historic information we have in some of these buildings. So I think this is a really great enhancement. So that is all I have to say. And now see if there's anybody in the public wishing to make any comments on this.
Chair, this is Erica Brown. I do not see anyone in the public wishing to speak to this item at this time.
Okay, very good. So then we would need to close the public section for this application.
Madam Chair, this is Ryan Caholen, and I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing session for the application for the Unitarian Congressional Society at 3330 Main Street, Barnstable, map 299, parcel 041, built in 1872 to install an informational sign detailing the old schoolhouse history as part of the historical walking tour map.
Second,
All
Leslie
right.
Wallace.
Thank you. And let's have a roll call vote then. Leslie Wallace,
Yes.
Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So I know you've been very patient, Roberta Miller, to get this up. You've done a great job all throughout the town to put these signs up. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
As a point of order, this is Erica Brown. Wendy, you can now come back into the meeting. Perfect.
All right. Thank you. So Wendy happens to be on the board of the old schoolhouse, so that's why she had to recuse herself for this vote. So our next application is for Amy and Jonathan Coblin of 21 Railroad Avenue, Barnstable, map 278, parcel 010, built in 1947. And they wish to construct a 12 by 17 one-story addition to the south side of their existing home and to replace a kitchen window. So we need to open a public hearing for this application.
Sure. This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to open the public hearing.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
Very good. And roll call vote. Leslie Wallace.
Aye. Here.
Ryan Caholen.
Aye.
Wendy Shuck.
Aye.
And Bette McCarthy. Aye. So now we need the applicant or their representative to talk about their project.
Irina, do you want to unmute yourself?
Second. Okay.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Okay. All right. This is Irina Sombera. I'm representing Amy and John Poblin of 21 Railroad Ave. And they are proposing a small addition to their existing house. It's 12 by about 17, and it's an extension of the left or south side wing, and it's just a one-story addition. So if you look at the photo, we're gonna add 12 feet to that little bump out with that one, double hung window. So we're kind of extending to the left as you look at the picture photo, and you can look at the front elevations. We have on one sheet there is existing, and then this one is proposed, and below it is you can see the existing on the same sheet. So we're gonna add 12 feet, adding extra 2 windows, and we're staying with everything that existing house already has. Siding, roofing, same trim. It's, as you could see, it was just a basic natural shingles and white trim. And just we're gonna continue with the same windows and shutters, and just sort of stretching the existing part out. Can look at the side elevation maybe, see what we were doing there. That's the rear, which would be the west side. So we're gonna obviously take that large existing window out, and there's gonna be 2 single double hung windows and circle window in the gable. And again, same trim, siding, same materials. And in the back, we're adding some more windows, and some skylights, and same materials. And I think that's about it. Pretty, when you look at this drawings, it's pretty self-explanatory what we're doing there. And also on this west elevation, between those two gable wings, there's already existing kitchen window, and we're gonna replace that one and make it a little larger to bring in some more light and air. And again, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see what's there already. So it's just centering it in and making it, probably another foot and 3 inches wider.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Does that conclude your presentation?
That concludes it. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Unless you have no questions, or I'm ready
Sure.
to answer.
Sure. All right. The committee now, would you like to comment? Ryan, would you like to discuss this?
Sure, just a question, or maybe it's a clarification. You see, you're going to be adding on the additional, 2 windows worth based on the front elevation. Are you demolishing the existing small bump out now to do that?
We're not gonna demolish it. We're just
You're
gonna
just going to add
extend
on
it.
to it.
Yeah, just add
Oh,
on. So make
I
sure the roof rafters are lining up. So, yeah.
understood. Are you going to be re-roofing the existing?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And
So it's seamless. And it's new siding and redoing the trim. And there's possibility that that window will be, um, we're gonna install a new window to match all three, but it's just gonna be new window, but the same size and same style. Just kind of
sure, understood. It's irrelevant, but it's more of a curiosity. Basement, you gonna do a crawl space? What's your plan
it's
there?
gonna be crawl space.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, no, I mean, provided materials are alike and the finish will match the existing. I'm thinking about the bigger roof line and the trim. I think it's appropriate.
Great.
You?
Thanks, Ryan. Wendy, would you like to discuss this?
Sure. I agree with everything that Ryan said. I think it blends in nicely with the existing home. I particularly like or I feel like the end, it has the little circle window. I think that's an improvement, actually, removing that big window and putting the two in with the circle window is a great add. Skylights in the back, so that's fine. Replacing the kitchen window, that's fine. I think it actually looks a little better. It looks a little bit more symmetrical. So yeah, I think it is, a nice well, blends in well. And as Ryan said, as long as the materials are consistent, the roof line, I think it's good. One question, so will you be taking out any of the trees in the front? It's quite a lot of bushes and shrubs there. Will you be taking
Yeah.
any of those out,
So
do you think, or?
what's in the front will most likely stay,
Oh,
unless maybe some trimming. But
yeah,
there's a tree kind of to the left side that it either needs to be taken out or some significant trimming needs to be done, because you can see the branches kind of
right.
running into that space where
Yeah,
the addition will be. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so
And
are you gonna reshingle the whole house?
so far, just this
Just the addition,
addition.
okay.
Yeah.
Same shingles and everything.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Same thing.
I think it's appropriate.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Leslie, would you like to comment?
I would. I love the round window, very charming. I like the 3 windows, and that will give you more light. The roof pitches, the one on the right and the one on the left. Well, I can live with it. It just kind of up and down, but that's all right. Let's see, 6/6. Oh, the roof. You said you were going to reshingle.
Yes,
Are
the
you
the whole
using?
wing, obviously.
Oh, just that
Yeah,
part. So
just
that's
that. Yeah,
this
just
is the
that part.
only part you're really redoing from the
Yeah,
start. Okay.
yes.
And it'll match what's
Yeah,
there already. Okay.
right.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. Thank you, Leslie. This is Bet, and I agree with all the comments the committee's made, and I just think that this addition actually balances the house better from what you have on the right side to over to the left. So, and again, with that large rhododendron, I believe it is in the front, it it won't really be terribly visible. So I'm fine with it. Yeah, I think it looks great. So, are there any members of the public? Are there any members of the public, Erica?
Chair, this is Erica Brown. I do not see anyone from the public wishing to speak to this item at this time.
Okay, so then we need to close the public hearing section for this application.
Yep, this is Wendy Shuck, and I move to close the public hearing.
Ryan, go
Right.
home.
Leslie Wallace. Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
Leslie.
And then a roll call vote. Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy. So now we need a motion to approve the application.
This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness application for Jonathan and Amy Coblin, 21 Railroad Ave, Barnstable, map 278, parcel 010, built 1947, as submitted.
Ryan, go home, and I'll second.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
Wendy Shuck,
Aye.
Leslie Wallace,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy. Aye. So your project is all set to go.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
Great.
You're
your time.
welcome.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Very good. Our next application is for Janet and David Garabrandt, 304 Bone Hill Road, Barnstable, map 337, parcel 014, built in 2004. And it's to put an addition on the second floor with a bathroom above the connector to the garage with dormers on the front of the house, and then to add a screened porch over the existing deck and to replace the roof. So we need now to open a public hearing for this application.
This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to open the public hearing.
Ryan, go home, and I'll second.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Ryan,
Aye.
Wendy,
Aye.
Leslie,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy. Aye. So now we need the applicant to discuss their project on Bone Hill.
Gary Ellis, I'm the designer for the addition. I also designed the original house going back to 2004. So what we're trying to do is connect the house, even though there's no interior connection from the garage to the house. We want to add a connector between the two visually on the outside. And we put 2 dog shed dormers on that facing the front that we kind of feel balances with the two dog shed dormers be on the east side. What we've done here, I've colored in where we're actually adding, so you can delineate that from the rest of the house. We'd also like to add a cupola over the garage, and then in the rear, it's going to be a screen porch. Could be like a three-season room because it can have windows on it with a rooftop deck and the connector back. And we'd like to replace the roof with red cedar shingles, basically what we have now. So there'd be natural red cedar shingles, white cedar shingles on the sidewalls, and everything else will trim, everything will match what's on the existing house.
All right. Right, great. So that covers everything for committee remarks. Wendy, would you like to discuss the project?
Sure. So just a couple comments and a few questions. So it is kind of a remote area, Bone Hill goes way down, by the water, beautiful area, I might add. And the house, is covered, not covered, but there's a lot of trees surrounding it, barrier, so it's not all that visible from the road. You can see, bits and pieces of it. So we have that. A couple questions about the roof line. To me, the roof line, it steps down 1, 2, 3 times, and for my eye, it just looks a little odd. I'm just wondering, why, is there a reason for that step down is question number 2. And then the next question is that roof line like contiguous with no breaks? Is it just contiguous?
Yes, it is. So we did step it down because we want to try and get the ridge line down so it never goes above the existing garage ridge.
Yeah, I think
So
this drawing doesn't quite do it justice, I don't think. Just because remember the garage is sort of at like a 45
Right.
to the main house. So I think looking at it two-dimensional on paper, to your point, when he makes it look like just a long step down roof, when I think in actuality it's
I just
huge.
want to say the reason for breaking that up, I kind of felt having a long continuous ridge line with no breaks in it is kind of something when you read your guidelines, you don't like that. So we're trying to break it down so that it never goes above the actual height of the ridge of the garage.
Right, right. Yeah, and I understand that, why it needs to come down, but it's like there's 3 steps, and why not just 2 steps, I guess? Was it just because of the amount of length there that
The
you
amount of length and the size of the rooms that you're trying to cover. So we didn't want to make that last connector bigger because it would be space we don't need.
right.
So that last step down, which aligns with the garage roof, and then it steps back up, and then it steps back up again. And my own feeling is I think that's the way it should be. To actually run one across kind of gives that continuous ridge line that I don't really like. We're trying to break it down so that you don't have, I believe in your guidelines, it says you can't have more than 46 feet of continuous ridge line.
And what is the total length here, with the different steps?
Let me say 10,
Approximately.
20, I'm going to say like 32 feet.
Yeah.
So 32 feet of unbroken ridge to me attaching to the house is too long.
Okay. So yeah, so to my eye, it looks a little off, but again, it might be the rendering makes it kind of jump out a little bit more, as Ryan said. The other question is in terms of the trees and shrubs surrounding it, will all those remain? Are any of those coming down or?
We may have to trim some trees to the it would be to the west of the garage, but everything else remains. All the landscaping stays the same.
Okay.
So,
So our
yeah,
point, yeah,
it's really hard to see the house from the road right
right,
now. I wish
right.
you could see more of it because I think it's an attractive house. But
Yep,
it's really hard to see it. What you're looking at, even in this rendering, if you look at the picture you have in front of you now, you're gonna have to go out of your way to be in his front yard to see it.
correct, correct. And you said all the materials will match the existing home, the trim, the
Yes.
shingles, the roof shingles,
Yep,
and the windows.
built-out
Looks like
rakes and
they'll
the
all
trim
match.
across the front of the dormers will match what's already there.
Yep. Okay. That's it for me, Bet.
Okay, thanks, Wendy. And Ryan, I think you've made your remarks. Is that correct? Have you?
Just, I just want to clarify. I think earlier in the presentation, you mentioned that it was going to give the illusion of a connection. Just to confirm, is that connection livable space or is that purely decorative?
No, it is a livable space.
Right.
My point was the livable space above the garage does not, on the floor plan,
I
connect
got you.
with the house.
And that's what you're going to do with this. You're going to connect the upstairs of the garage to the upstairs of the main house.
We're going to connect the living space over the garage to this new room.
Copy that. Okay. No, I mean, I think as presented, I think it's appropriate.
Okay. Leslie, would you like to comment?
I love the garage, a little kitty corner. I think it breaks up the front. It's a great idea. I like that. I'm still looking at that ridge vent. Is it possible to get rid of, as you're looking at it, the very first one, the tallest one, and just have the smaller and the mid-size, and the mid-size one go over?
I don't get what you're saying.
Okay.
I don't like that, but they're actually, with the new energy code, I don't believe we will have any ridge vent.
Well, it says that. That's why I referenced it so
I
you know.
because
Yeah.
we haven't gone through the Hertz rater yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't
a
believe.
higher one, mid one, and lower one. I wondered, could you make the high one the same height as the middle one? You don't like that idea?
No, I
And
don't.
there's still the second one kind of a step down.
Well, I guess my point would be, Leslie, the third break, you're never going to see it.
Because of the kitty corner?
Yes. Yep.
So it's the first two you're going to see from the street. All right.
I doubt you'll even see it from the street, but it's possible.
Yeah,
but
I could live with that.
Third one definitely back. It's way back from the front of the garage.
Yeah. Okay. I love how you have the garage like that. I think it's great.
Well, the garage is already there, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'm fine.
All right. Thank you all. And now this is Bette McCarthy, and I actually looked at this house to buy once. And it's not very visible from the road at all. And it's a lovely property. And I don't have any problem with the step down roof thing because it's not going to be very visible because of the situation where the garage is. And I applaud you for putting a 3-season porch over your existing deck, because I put a screened-in porch over my deck, and I'm very sorry I didn't make it 3-season because it would be more enjoyable in spring and also in the fall. So, and the deck above is going to be wonderful to get the views of the bay. So I think it's a very nice addition and the changes you've made. So I don't have any problem at all.
Well,
So,
especially this time of year as we're sitting here, they realize how much they're going to use this.
yeah. Is there any member of the public out there wishing to comment about this project?
Chair, this is Erica Brown. I do not see anyone wishing to speak to this project at this time.
All right. So if that's the case, there are no public comments. We need to close the public hearing portion.
This is Wendy Schuck, and I move to close the public hearing.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Leslie Wallace.
Aye.
Ryan Caholen.
Aye.
Wendy Schuck.
Aye.
And Beth McCarthy. Aye. So now we need a motion to approve the application.
This is Wendy Schuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness application for David and Janet Garabrandt, 304 Bone Hill Road, Barnstable, map 337, parcel 014, built 2004, as submitted.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
I think they're going to put a 3-season addition instead of a screened-in porch.
Yes, can you add that to the application?
So I'll change the motion, Bet, with the
Okay.
modification. Okay, just let me make a note here. Season porch. Okay. This is Wendy Schuck, and I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness application for David and Janet Garabrandt, 304 Bone Hill Road, Barnstable, map 337, parcel 014, built in 2004, as submitted with the modification to change the screened-in porch to a 3-season porch.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Wendy Schuck.
Aye.
Ryan Caholen.
Aye.
Leslie Wallace.
Aye.
And Beth McCarthy. Aye. So go right ahead. You're all set.
Okay,
All right. Enjoy your 3-season porch, because I think you're going to love it.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
So to continue on, we don't have any minor modifications. We do not have any extensions or others. So the next item would be to approve the minutes. So we have minutes for July 24th, 2024. So are there any corrections, extension, or any corrections or changes to those minutes?
I just had one question. Erica, on my comments on, I think it was Red Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was something in there in the minutes. I don't have them in front of me, but I made a note about the carriage house, and I think the way it written, it said I suggested that the carriage house looked more like a garage, and I think it was less like a garage, but maybe I could have misspoke the meeting. So yeah.
That's okay. I can double check that and correct it if necessary.
Okay. I could have misspoke. It's entirely possible. It won't be the first time. So, but other than that, I thought the minutes looked good.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments on the minutes?
Done for
No,
me.
and I didn't see any. So all right. So then we need a motion to approve the minutes with
just verification of that comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. This is Wendy Schuck, and I move to approve the minutes from the meeting held July 24th, 2024, with the condition that my comments, Wendy's comments on the garage on Red Wing Lane are verified, otherwise as submitted.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
Great. Roll call vote. Leslie Wallace.
Aye.
Ryan Caholen.
Aye.
Wendy Schuck.
Aye.
And Beth McCarthy. Aye. So our next meeting date will be October 9th, and then one following that would be October 23rd. So if there aren't any other items or anything else to discuss, we can adjourn this meeting.
This is Wendy Shuck, and I move to adjourn today's meeting Wednesday, September 25th, 2024.
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
Very good. Roll call vote. Ryan Caholen?
Aye.
Wendy Shuck?
Aye.
Leslie Wallace?
Aye.
And Bette McCarthy, aye. So thank you all very much.